Now we're going to talk about how prohibition is not going to work out, and it's obvious today that alcohol is legal in the United States and allowed for people who are 21 years of age or older. Looking at the bottom right-hand corner, it's actually Augustus Jr. Bush of St. Louis, Missouri, and Anheuser-Busch receiving alcohol. He was one of the biggest uh, opponents or people that are fighting against the 18th Amendment and Prohibition. He spent a lot of alcohol. Interestingly enough, Anheuser-Busch survived throughout Prohibition. Making ice cream was one of the things they made. They made a beer with almost no alcohol in it for people that like the taste. And then on the other side, you can see it's pretty funny. A guy has a card that says, "Happy days are beer again." So Prohibition is going to end. And you can see even during Prohibition, men were striking below. It says, "We want beer," and they are actually protesting and fighting for their right to drink alcohol. And then in the middle picture, there is a bar or tavern after Prohibition has been repealed or revoked, which means overturned. Okay? So in 1933, the 21st Amendment was repealed or revoked the 18th Amendment and made alcohol legal once again. So this is the only time in American history that there's an amendment to the Constitution that actually repeals or revokes another amendment. The 18th Amendment made alcohol illegal, and the 21st Amendment made the 18th Amendment uh, illegal or overturned. So now, according to the 21st Amendment in 1933, people could drink alcohol again. You could make it, sell it, and distribute it legally. Now, the 20s are not just about prohibition and the Harlem Renaissance. There's a lot of things going on here that come together. And people call it the Roaring Twenties again because we said that things were good, or they're roaring, they're going great. Now, in the end, while prohibition of alcohol had been revoked, the impact of jazz and African American art forms continued to be influential around the world and still today. A lot of music genres, which are types of music, come from jazz. For example, beatboxing is going to come from scanting, which is invented by Louis Armstrong, and that kind of sound. And arguably, hip hop can trace its roots back to jazz and the movement of this music spreading not just from New Orleans in the South, but to the world around us. So the influence of the 20s has never been repealed or revoked. The power of the 20s in American culture have changed, and there was no turning back. Women felt freer, felt more open, and more equal since the passing of the 19th Amendment with the right to vote, but also culturally they felt more as equal citizens. So, for example, now it was acceptable for a woman to go to a dance club or to drink alcohol, and women would dress in skirts and show more of their body. And still today, we have arguments over this in culture today, where conservative people tend to argue it's not appropriate, other people say no, it's not. So there's still a pull and push about what is appropriate in American culture today, where some people want to go back to Victorian times before the 20s, and others think that it's too late. So thank you for watching our Prohibition. Next, we'll be learning about a very famous trial called Tennessee versus Scopes.